This video is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, where you can find cool stuff in stock.
Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and today it is day 2 of the Cool Stuff Inc. Shark Attack promotion. Until March 21st, get a free CGB Shark token free. Heck of a price. With every single Magic the Gathering singles purchase on CoolStuffInc.com, please do check it out. And we are going to celebrate with a Shark week and a half, where every day up until the expiration of that promotion, we are going to show you another cool use for the majestic, the beautiful, the powerful, the meta-shaking Shark Typhoon. So, jump on, enjoy the ride, enjoy the typhoon, because there's a storm a-brewing, and today I'm going straight to the place I love the most, blue-white control, featuring Shark Typhoon as the win con. This is a snow variation on the deck, and the snow mana is for two things. Number 1, Graven Lore, which scries, draws, is sweet. Number 2, Faceless Haven is a sort of win con. One of the problems that blue-white decks have is dealing with the opponent's Faceless Havens. But there is a way you can try to match up with it yourself, although Frostbite is a real pain in the butt. On top of that, we have 4 Field of Ruins to fight that fight as well. But that's part of the reason we want Faceless Haven. It also functions as a backup win con if something happens to our Shark Typhoon. Although I do hope, expect, plan to win all the games through the Shark Typhoon. Once you're committed to Graven Lore, you're committed to more of a draw-go strategy, meaning that we don't want a lot of sorcery speed things. We want a lot of things with flash, a lot of stuff that can be done on the opponent's turn. Shark Typhoon plays with that perfectly, as we can make a shark on the opponent's turn, but we can also Behold the Multiverse, Graven Lore, and we bring in Sigrid, God-favored, who has flash, first strike, and can exile an attacking creature and make combat very difficult for the aggressive opponents. And we take that over something like Skyclave Apparition, which requires us to tap out. We have 2 Mystical Disputes, we have 4 Brazen Borrowers, we have 4 Saw It Comings, we have 3 Negates, we have 4 Essence Scatters, we have 4 Jwari Disruptions. What do all these have in common? They mess with the opponent on the opponent's turn, not ours. Then we have 4 Omen of the Sea, because we're a Yorion deck, and the main reason we're a Yorion deck, quite honestly, isn't just because of my love for Sky Noodle, although I probably wouldn't do this without it. It's because of Rogues. The Rogues matchup is unbearably terrible if we don't have that extra 20 cards, because we can usually contain the Rogues eventually, but they're so fast and they mill you so hard that we just don't have any cards left in our deck to give us time to win the game. So the extra 20 cards for Yorion actually matters a lot, primarily as an anti-rogue strategy, so I don't have to run cards in my deck that abuse the graveyard or prevent the rogues deck from milling me. And then we also have 1 Fae of Wishes to access another 15 cards in the wish board to answer threats that we don't already have. I talked about it in previous videos. Not a good reason not to run a single Fae of Wishes if you plan to play a long game with your deck. How do you fit in the Fae of Wishes? You look at your deck, you find the most expensive non-creature card, you move it to the sideboard, you add Fae of Wishes to the deck. Easy peasy. And now we also have 4 copies of Doomscar, of course, because blowing up the board is still nice. But Doomscar and cards like Shatter the Sky aren't reliable in a world of indestructibility and flash cards, so we don't go overboard. I don't think this is also a Shatter the Sky deck. In fact, in a perfect world, we really don't cast Doomscar very often. We manage the opponent's threats by countering them, by keeping them off balance, by blocking them with a larger shark, things like that. We only Doomscar when we have to, and preferably only when we can also hold up counter magic or a way to deal with the next threat. All right, the mana base is a little wonky, with the only non-snows I have are 4 Hengegate Pathways and 4 Field of Ruin. I'm not running Temples or Triomes because I want snow mana for the Graven Lore. Maybe that's a mistake. Maybe I don't need snow mana as badly as I think I do, and I should be running some Triomes or Temples to try to fix it. I'm nervous about having 8 lands that produce colorless. Makes me a little nervous. Anyway, you guys can't quite see the sideboard, so I'll go from bottom up. Heliod's Intervention for the artifacts and enchantments. Ugin. Sometimes you get Ugin, but not all the time. Just sometimes. 1 Elspeth Conquers Death. There are none in the main deck. Might as well have access to a good answer like this in the sideboard. 1 Neutralize, 1 Mystical Dispute, 1 Banishing Light, 1 Weathered Runestone, 1 Sorcerer's Spyglass. Really good for naming Ugin or naming Faceless Haven if your opponent is a Faceless Haven deck. 1 Negate, a Disdainful Stroke, a Glass Casket, an Unsummon when you just absolutely need an answer to something, 1 Light of Hope, and 1 Tormod's Crypt. So, pretty cool deck. I'm excited to play it. I like all of the blue-white decks, and that's pretty much where it's going to... where I'm just at my absolute finest. So without further ramble, I'm going to quickly dedicate this video to Deja Vu Epiphany, who joined the Cool Kids Club membership on a day when I played cycling. You're cool. Let's go buy you something in the store to commemorate this amazing moment in time. And we are picking up a 75% off Evolving Wilds, a card I do use in decks every now and then pretty often, and very often in Brawl and Commander, and now we have a shiny one. So thank you very much, Deja Vu Epiphany. Now it's time. Let's dive in. Let the snow-covered shark nonsense begin.
Get ready for a shark attack. Receive a free CovertGoBlue shark token with every Magic the Gathering singles order made from March 8th to March 21st. Only at CoolStuffInc.com. Cool stuff in stock.
Facing an actual White Walker on the draw. But we have Doomscar and 3 land. Okay, I think that's an easy keepers. We'll see if our opponent's a mono White Walker with a bunch of doggos and hollow blades and my Doomscar is trash. We'll see, we'll see. Take 3. Wow. Just wow. Unbelievable. GG. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, everyone. Why do I get out of bed some mornings? But we have double Doom. We'll see if that gets us through these saviors. Also, the opponent with the Amiria's Call, they don't have a snowland yet, unless they draw it. Not exactly a combo. Just gotta say it. We're actually winning on life total. But their hand is all spells, so we'll see. All right, so my plan is back-to-back Doomscars. At least I have a plan. Gotta navigate these frickin' doggos. And if we draw a land off the top, then the second Doomscar is backed up by a Saw It Coming. Opponent's still a ways away from activating these havens. Oh, it's not backed up by a Saw It Coming because we didn't foretell it. Cringe. Yep. Let's see if this gets them to commit to the board now that we've played 1 Doomscar. There's a speaker, which the dog can protect because this is a stupid game that's absolutely full of broken crap. All right. What are we doing? What are we doing? I don't know if we Doomscar this because the opponent just puts them all on the speaker and away we go. A 3/3 might block could block the speaker. The opponent might sack the savior to save it. It's interesting. Let's say go. If they don't add to their board, we can Gravenlore and try to fix everything with a Brazen Borrower. Okay, they are moving the Sky Mall. That's pretty good. I mean, you've got a long way to go to 27, dude. This can get rid of the savior at least. Big plays. Big plays. May as well. I think the best thing that could happen this turn cycle is we block, they do nothing, and we Graven Lore. So let's not foretell. I think I try to foretell too often, is what I've learned so far when I play this deck. So I'm trying to learn from mistakes. Opponent to 20. They are a land away from Faceless Haven time, which is scary because we haven't drawn a Faceless Haven or a Field of Ruin. And now they play Angel of Destiny, which gets blown up. Love it. There's our borrowers and a Haven. There's also a Negate, which I don't know if that's going to do any good, but I'll take these. That's solid. Let's see, these three can power this up. This is white, this is white, this is blue, this is Doomscar. So we can power up the Haven and block their Haven if they go for it. Luminarch Aspirant without the mana left over for the Sky Maul. Let's hit that with an Essence Scatter. Slow down, buddy. Skyclave app, no targets. All right. It's fine. We can wait till this is equipped. That's pretty good too. All right, is it foretell time now? Four mana will definitely cover us for whatever we need to do next turn. Aside from if the Haven gets powered up, then we want a Sigrid and counter, so let's keep it on one Foretold card. Uh-huh. Show us how strong you are. My PC fan just kicked into ultimate overdrive. I'm not doing anything out of the ordinary. It's kind of freaky. Like, what's going on? What's going on? Just too excited about that Brazen Borrower animation. We have a giant killer on the battlefield. Okay. A little obnoxious. I think we can navigate the giant killer. Hiya! Taste it. So we actually wouldn't mind a 3/3 token. If the opponent plays a Skyclave Apparition, we let that resolve. And then we can bounce it and get a 3/3 token. This is fine too. The opponent already has one Sky Maul. There's not a lot of difference between one Sky Maul and two. Come here, buddy. Kind of turning this around. We can clock the opponent here for 9, 2-turn clock. Seems good. Down to 8. Counters for days on backup. I think we found the line. Lurie? You got no time for that. Did we beat the doggos? Opponent's still going over here. Gotta show him the saw it coming. Okay. Blue-white flashy beatdown. Got the job done. Defeated an actual White Walker playing white. All right, we've got our colors, although kind of slow, but Omen might help with that, and we're on the play. So, do I go get blue here, or do I play blue here? I think I play blue, because I need to know this probably has to be white. We don't want Sigrid to be uncastable. Mono white again? Mono white again. Meta gets predictable. That's what I love about best of one. But there are also times when I hate it. I'm sure that's understandable. The turn 1 giant killer isn't bad. Means we get to shut this card down because we're on the play, like a good mage should be. The turn 1 giant killer is kind of a sign that they didn't have a better 1-drop. I guess this is a white mana. We have Essence Scatter to get through another turn. Skymall says, haha, but Sigurd's going to be okay with this. Let's go get second white so that Sigurd is ready. And play Omen. We're looking for more land. Don't need more Graven Lore. You usually get time to resolve 1 Graven Lore against mono white. The rest of the time you're busy dying. I actually think I take 3. I need to counter some of these spells. We'll go ahead and dispute this one. More mana efficient play. But yeah, you don't want to play Sigrid, tap out, have the opponent resolve more things, and be left with a handful of counter spells and nothing to counter. Because once Skymall's on the field, they can move it around with their mana instead of playing into your counters. But now, because we wait and we play the Mystical Dispute last turn, we have Sigrid backed up by Essence Scatter, which is very good. Can counter the Skyclave Apparition. Or the Halvar, God of Battle. That's also a perfectly fine counter candidate. Fork it over. Druid saw it coming. We can also Graven Lore hit our land drop, but I think we want to spend this Saw It Coming this turn cycle. We'll go ahead and put it in the Foretell Zone, just in case we don't end up casting it. Give the opponent back a 1/2 that can tap a thing that they can suit up with Skymall. I feel like this is bait, though. Oh well, I'm falling for it. I have a feeling now it's going to be an apparition. Nope. Okay. Well, maybe I was wrong. The plan is Graven Lore. Let's just play it so we don't miss our land drop. We weren't gonna miss a land drop. So we really want blue mana. I don't think I really want Haven. I think all this can go except for this will be our land for the turn. Now we're at a stage where a big shark can overcome most of what they can do. So tapping out isn't quite as scary. Now if we sack the passage, we shuffle this back into the deck. So, but I do want more blue, so I'm going to at least put the passage on the battlefield and have that option. Hello, would you like to make me lose Indestructible? And Hexproof? Shadow Spear is a heck of a card for winning a battle between 2 seasoned Hollow Blades, you know what I mean? Let's buy the Yorion. We're about to have 3 Omens. 80 card deck. So Yorion's actually going to be good here. Hollow Blade. All right. Suit up. So what's good against Hollow Blade? Another Sigrid is good against Hollow Blade. So is Brazen Borrower. What you doing there? What you doing over there? All right, let's shuffle first because we might want to keep our scries. Negate. Nope, not against mono white. They've already got a Sky Maul, and that's the primary negate target. about now? Can I go again? Hello? Hello? Can I go again? I have effects I want to take to help me win the game harder. Do you not like that? You not a fan? I shouldn't keep... I shouldn't do this. How can I resist? We have a new plan this game. It's not to win. It's to draw every card that we possibly can. That's the new plan. And I love this plan. Don't attack with the Sigrid. It has first strike, but this can gain indestructible, which means it just kills and they get back the giant killer for free. Sure, I will keep one land. We will need it for next turn anyway. After this, no more landits. Oh my goodness, yes. Oh my goodness, you can feel a storm coming. And it's a storm full of sharks. No, Yorian, no, please. Not like this, Yorian. Sky Noodle has fallen. All right, Maul of the Skyclaves going on Seasoned Hollowblade, attacking, but new Sigrid bamboozles the Hollowblade. The equipment goes unused. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. The one, the only, the Hardcast Shark Typhoon. You're welcome. If we attack, they get kind of a free attack on the ground, but they're probably going to put on the Maul anyway. I don't know. Let's just say go. Ooh, the pressure is mounting. Yeah. And trample means making a baby shark to block isn't very good. So that's a bit frustrating. Let's use our omens. What are we trying to hit? I guess we just want to play land. Land and card draw. This is ready for a Faceless Haven should they find one. Because a land allows us to Shark Typhoon and Behold the Multiverse. Another one. 6/6 lands. Yeah. Show them what's up. Show them what's up with the God Favored. I can also attack. Opponent taps down the 6/6. Opponent equips second Sky Maul to come at me for 6 damage. Alright. We'll make a pair of 4/4s, and we'll actually double block it, even though we can't kill it, just to save our life total. Oh my. Oh my. What? The first strike means we won't win this fight, but we won't take damage. And that's the important thing. Any more tricks up your sleeve? Okay. Dun 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 dun. Let me show you my next trick. It's the same as the last one, and it's still really good. Attack for 12. Oh, I really hope I get a turn with these Graven Lores and these Shark Typhoons. I really hope you give me one more turn. Yes! Do it. Do it. Slay the shark. Tap this one. Uh-huh. Go ahead. Hit me. I'll go to 3. It's fine. This is fine. Just give me one more turn. Just give me one more turn. Okay. Okay. Let's party. No! Yappy! There's more. There's much more. All right. Miss 69 too. That's actually, we failed in that game on many levels. Ooh, dream crushing opportunity against rank number 14, and we're on the play. Let's go. Don't have double white for the Doomscar. Gonna have to trust the deck to come up with that. Really, mono red? Okay. Huh. Do we try to set up a Doomscar, or do we play a 1/4? What's our next turn look like? Not much. Also, with the Snowlands, I don't know if our Field of Ruin's going to find it. Never mind. Never mind. Found a target. Thank God. All right, do they have Annex? Why wouldn't they? All right, how do we deal with this Annex? We're supposed to have a Brazen Borrower here, but we don't. We have an Essence Scatter, and that doesn't help anymore. Very bad, very bad. I think we have to Sigrid this Annex, which means we can't really play the Doomscar. Four to 3, let's go. We can fizzle the Robber's exile ability. So block here, if they Ember Cleave it, we kill the champion, they get back the Annex, then we Doomscar. Okay, no Ember Cleave, that feels nice. No Frostbite or Shock either. What is your hand? What is their hand? Maybe they just missed how Sigrid works. Okay, they smash it. Sure. And they play Charger. Uh-huh. All right. Life is hard. So we have to play Fae here, because there's a Faceless Haven they can just power up and attack with, so we can't hold up counter magic. Looks like we're gonna lose this fight. Doesn't look like it's gonna be close either. Three life. Bone crush my face. Uh-huh. So how do we get out of this? We don't. There's no combination of plays that will work. Mono red. As expected, Field of Ruin had to go. As much as I feel like you want it to fight the Havens, we have our own Havens, and we have Sigrids to fight Havens. And we have Sharks. So we have to fight the Havens in different ways, and we can't afford to, like, give up our mana base. We're on the play against Luris. Are we going to get mana screwed this game? This feels like a mana screw game. Anyway, 4 Field of Ruins cut, 4 temples added. Man, what I would give for a temple right now. I guess I could have played untapped blue, and I should have, because I know that this is going to be blue. I haven't played with Mystical Dispute in my deck in a while. That's because there aren't many playables that fit exactly this archetype. But I could have been ready for a turn 1 crab, and I wasn't. Well, gotta foretell this, because we need to cast this, because we need to fix being mana screwed next turn. Okay, those weren't lands. It's a tap land. If they have another Enforcer, they'll probably just play it. Doesn't look like they do. Means that this resolves. We did draw land too. We could hold up Negate. We could also set up a Saw It Coming. We could also set up a Doomscar. But we need to keep hitting land. So I think we have to play this. Okay. Okay. Good. Good, good, good. We're not going to miss land for a minute. Opponent scries to the top. Snap scry to the top, by the way. Must be really good. And they didn't play another rogue here or anything like that. Do we foretell? Foretell the Doomscar, foretell the Saw It Coming. Sigrid forces answers on their turn, forces them to tap their mana, so it can set us up to resolve something else. We just don't really have things to resolve. But we do have two of them. The opponent will have to make it work. We don't really want this re-entering the battlefield either. Okay. Really? 2 Graven Lores? I needed those. Tempted to let this go. We go to 6, and then next turn we play it, try to exile this, and block the Enforcer, and we're even better off. The fact that we pause for so long kind of gives away that we have a dispute, which is a little unfortunate. You've got another one? That would throw off our plan. Nope, they're just showing us they have nothing for some reason. And another land. And now they're playing around Sigrid. Smarty pants. We don't want it to go to 7. I guess they're also playing around the Haven, but we didn't have the mana to activate it. Give me that. Let's have a look at the top card. Nice to hit land drops. Uh-huh. I probably need to foretell something this turn. I guess we can wait till end step. They're going to do something. If they do nothing with their mana, I'm fine if I miss my foretell. Okay. We go to 7 cards. They can untap and go for Into the Story, which I would welcome, actually. So let's fight. Okay, they want to drown it. We can fight over the drown, or we can counter the Saw It Coming. Or not the Saw It Coming, but the, you know what I mean. Into the Story. We can also set up a Doomscar. What you gonna do? So they drew that land. They buy Lurrus. They hold up 2 mana because that's what rogues do. They have nothing in the graveyard, and we have Sigrid, which can nab a Thought Thief, but then they start drawing with their Windrobber. Tough. I don't have to let Lurrus resolve at this point, so we have to be ready to Doomscar it. Three mana to fight with. Maybe a Behold the Multiverse if things go just so. It's a tough game, as Rogues often is. There's nothing good about fighting Rogues. One of the tricks you can use with Sigrid is you can play a Sigrid to release whatever creature's under Sigrid, and then you can Doomscar. But in this case, a Wind Robber, I don't think it really matters. All right, they say go. If we go for Behold, they're going to Into the Story, so we don't want that. But we do need to bait them somehow into trying to play Into the Story or something. That's a pretty good draw. I'm sure that will force action at some point. Let's just go to end step again. Just keep the staring match on. They've got to be feeling pressured to try something, and there's something they're going to try. Yep. That's not going to work. Good job, you counter negate. All right. So now let's see what they do. They have Lurrus, but they don't have any creatures in graveyard, and we don't intend to give them any useful ones. They play a crab, okay. So now what we have to do, we have to find a... We can play other Sigrid, release this, and then Doomscar, but then they play Lurrus. So we need to find an answer to the Lurrus. Bounce this. Make them pay another mana later. Play this. There we go. Pass the turn. So they've already played 2 Drowns. They play another crab. They play a land, yep. So this is it, right? This is it. We're gonna set up the blow up your board with the counter backup. They keep on top, really? And they snap kept on top? Wow. Let's see if we can tempt them. Maybe they'll play the Lurrus here if we do this. If they play Lurrus here, we play Doomscar. Yeah, they're waiting for a counter. What do we do? We could power up the Haven. Trade it with the Thieves Guild Enforcer. But I don't think that's very good. Now remember, they kept on top. It's a good card. Probably a counter spell or an Into the Story. Those are the 2 things you keep there. So we're not going to try to Sigrid this yet. Getting hit for 1 isn't that big of a deal. Although losing that negate hurts. We still have 42 cards to go. Opponent goes for Lurrus. We Essence Scatter. Resolves. Okay, so it's either Into the Story. Maybe Agadeem's Awakening is something you keep. Wow. All right. Lost some respect for my opponent. They kept a Temple of Deceit on top. Maybe they just keep everything on top. They kept on top again. Let's play this now. Get it out of the way. Opponent has access to that card with the Wind Robber if they really, really want it. I guess I'll take another Sigrid. I'll let them mill another land. And we'll buy the Yorion. And we have Negate available. Not planning to play a Sigrid this turn cycle either. but we'll see. They might have kept Into the Story or Agadeem's Awakening. Both are bad for us. And don't tap out here. Essence Scatter. We'll go for the Sigurd this turn cycle, wait another turn on this Yorion. If we're only using 3 mana, do we want to use 3 snow mana to power this up? It does leave us 2 white and potentially... See, if they kill it, I guess that's bad, but we don't have to Sigurd this turn either. We're still at 9. A little bit of pressure for you. How do you feel? Down to 16. Okay. Opponent milking the Wind Robber, not taking the draw. I'm just fine with that. See if they've got something this time. Yep, we're winning this race. We are winning this race. Our opponent's just not doing anything. Showing Thought Thief. Essence Scatter. Didn't say please. All right, save the negate. Save the negate. I'll lose this fight. It's fine. Sigurd can go after this. They do get a raw draw off the top. If it's exactly what they're looking for, that's really unfortunate. Please don't be Into the Story. One time, don't top deck the nuts. Could have done that with the trigger on the stack and still had this hit. Would have been epic for them, but they didn't do it. Yorion! The bird spirit rises. When the hour was at its darkest, the bird serpent would not let us down. Kind of want both of those, don't I? What can I do? I can bounce the Thought Thief to get them. Yeah? Mystical Dispute is a little bit outclassed, but oftentimes these rogues matchups come down to a flurry of spells. Opponent is patrolling the graveyard. You know, I don't think I can get this. Unless the opponent doesn't attack at all. We're at 6. What did they top deck? What did they top deck? Of course. 1 turn late, buddy. It's nice to be able to say that. You can sacrifice that Wind Robber and try to rip a Drown in the Lock after you've already played a Didn't Say Please and 2 Drown in the Locks. They could also rip another Into the Story. Resolves. They know I kept on top. Are they going to attack? Probably. No. Good. Our opponent has 5 mana open. They actually play around Mystical Dispute perfectly if we bounce this and then they replay it. So I think we save this for later. We want to try to force them into multiple spells a turn. We also have the Haven that can power up and go for it. But I think the Sigrid is the line. So let's get a aggro here with Yorion. If the opponent does go to 8, dead to a Faceless Haven and a Yorion. So we've got a chump blocker. Getting desperate. Thieves Guild Enforcer. Countered. One, two, three, four. Not enough to power up both havens. Not close, really. That's a lot of mana. What do you do with 5 mana in rogues? I'm confused. Low Mage's Domination targeting Mayorian. Yes. Yes, that is fine. I'll show you why. I enjoy this. Tilt him right out of the game. Taste it. Taste it. We get number 14 again. Is this the same person? Mono red? All right. See how good they are at drawing all the right cards in all the right places this time. Let's get a second white so we're doom-scarring, double doom-scarring on the play. We'll see if it's good enough. Sometimes it is not. This is mono red, they play mono red. Fervent champion. Robber of the rich. Fireblade Charger, okay. And Fireblade Charger, okay, 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 boom! How about that? How about that, mono red? Boom! 3 for 1. On turn 3, will it be good enough? Maybe not. Brazen Borrower. What am I doing with mana here? Foretell and bounce, right? Foretell and bounce. Starting to regret that Fable Passage fetch, as we've drawn nothing but white sources naturally. Oh no, whatever shall I do? Do we take out the Rimrock Knight this way? They'll just replay the Annex, yeah. They'll just replay the Annex. So we want to bounce it like on end step, right? All right, and well, now. Perfect. Annex in hand, can we draw a counter? No, we cannot. We don't have the technology. Sad Doomscar. We're gonna have to find another answer to the Annex. We do have the mana to power up Haven, block with it, and cast Negate, which could definitely matter. What an awkward hand. It was double Doomscar, but now I'm kind of sad about it. What you got? Did you walk right into my trap? You did. You actually did. Mono red. The sword was lit, but they're not legit. They scoop to that. Get out! Gandalf is back. Tell all your red mage kin CGB has his blue cards and his white cards, and you'll never escape. And we are back for the post-game wrap-up, and that's sad, because it means the blue-white cards are going to be put away for at least a few days before we bring out another Shark Typhoon brew. What do we think of this one? Is this the future of Shark Typhoonage? I don't know, man. It's definitely not, I would say, a tiered control deck. Its answers are too narrow. Doomscar still has its weaknesses. It was very rare that we played Doomscar and it was just the absolute blowout that we wanted it to be. The counter spells are all you know, they all have their weaknesses. They all have their moments where they shine, and then they all have moments that are just disgustingly bad. I didn't miss Birth of Meletis in this deck quite a bit. I had mana problems, mostly because I'm committed to the snow plan. We ended up cutting the Field of Ruin and replacing them with temples, still keeping the Faceless Havens, feeling okay about that. The Jwari Disruptions didn't really counter anything. I always had to play them as lands, so these are on the block, if you ask me. But we always have something to do with 2 mana, whether it's foretelling a card for the future, or casting an Omen, or holding up an Essence Scatter or Negate. So we don't need more things to do on turn 2. We need things that are definitely going to work later in the game, in the mid game, and it's hard to find. You know, blue-white just doesn't have those kind of universal tools that you can play at instant speed and support the deck that way. Brazen Borrower is a house. Sigrid actually was pretty good. Like, that was one thing I wanted to know. Can I run 4 Sigrid and feel okay about it, also in a deck with Doomscar? And it wasn't bad. The opponent always had to respect it, and when they start playing around it, you feel pretty good about things. So I was pretty happy with the deck. One thing you might try is, like, these could be Birth of Meletis, or maybe what we need is just better mana, and maybe Omen of the Sun can also fit because we're a Yorion deck, but Omen of the Sun is never a card I'm too excited about playing anyway. Shark Typhoon is an excellent win con. Annoying the opponent to death with Sigrid is an excellent win con. I enjoy this type of deck. I don't think it's close to the best control deck, but it is a deck you can get good at, and you can make a lot of matchups work for you if you have the right cards in the right place on the play. The Fae of Wishes never really had to fetch anything to me, but it's nice to know you have options, and having a sideboard doesn't cost you anything in best of 1. So that's the deck. That's how we rolled. Remember to check out CoolStuffInc.com for the Shark Attack promotion. It ends March 21st. Any singles purchase, you get a CovertGoBlue Cool Stuff Inc. exclusive 1 in best of 1 Shark token to absolutely dominate your friends with. I mean, you just look at this. It'll be game over from the moment you put this on the battlefield. So check it out. Promo code CGB5 gets you a discount. Thank you for watching this video. As always, I will see you in the next video. You're cool.